engineer and also a designer. Now today we want to learn how to secure your WordPress, how to make sure that you are safe using it from all forms of hacking system. Most of the hackers now, they use their own doors to hack through WordPress. And the WordPress have proven vulnerable in a lot of ways and in a lot of formats. So, and of which have affected a lot of businesses who are running with WordPress sites. And this system does not identify whose business is big or whose business is small. So once you are using a WordPress site, then you are vulnerable to it. So a lot of measures have been put in place to make sure that this program is achieved. So the first thing we do here is, as you can see, login system is different. And someone was asking me, why is WordPress vulnerable and why is things happening in that kind of way? And the system is a big one, and why is it vulnerable? Yeah, WordPress is vulnerable, because based on some abnormal things that are happening within WordPress. For example, some access are given out to outsider who does not have the real clarification to have those kind of administrative assets. For example, like the config PHP, it's a very free asset for someone to just put the slash and put PHP and say what they want to say. And the login PHP tool is there to make you log into any WordPress site at your own will, without the admin giving the access for that person to make use of the WordPress. And also the WP admin is also accessible by anyone. So any hacker can just open the administrative and lock down the login portal and trace the password and username and log it in. And that's one aspect that is vulnerable. And one of the measures that we've done here is to ensure that that aspect is treated. And what did we do to treat the aspects? Now, the first thing we do is we redirected or we removed the link, the login link, away from the system. We remove the login link away from the system. For example, if you are logging into the site with login.php, you won't be able to get to the site. It will be directing you to 404 error. So we have to hide the login link from any outsider. It is only those who are within the system that knows the real link of the administrative. So we have put that in place. Apart from that, that is one aspect. The most important aspect is people downloading a lot of software into the administrative. They are also vulnerable, especially those who don't have time to update and upgrade and all that. So they are vulnerable because this hacker, they mostly get a loop from plugins that are not updated. So they can have their way into your administrative system and as well go straight to the editing point, of which when you get to the appearance, your team editor. This team editor gives them access straight directly to the file content, and once they get to the file content, they can make their way to the hacking formation in order to create a virus and make their hacking system. Another part that they can go through is the plugin. When you check the plugin, you also see plugin editor. It takes them directly to the editing file for the hacker to make some adjustment and lock you out from your own system. It actually seems silly to me, why would someone do that? But nevertheless, that's what they do. So outdated are not updated. Teams that are not updated, they use those outdated teams and plugins to penetrate. And take this into consideration. If you don't have any reason, for example, you have a lot of plugins and there are some that you are not using. It is important that you delete them off. Let only the plugins that are, and you can just place an auto update on those plugins so that it will update itself. And if you are using You know, a lot of themes that you have tested and you are you have used one, then you can delete the rest and ensure that you verify the themes that you are using, because those themes does not seem to be what you think it is. It might be just a camouflage for from those hackers to penetrate through your system. Now, we put in place a third party authentication, a second party authentication, so to ensure that there is a perfect security defense within the system. So all these things are installed. So now the first thing we do is to ensure that the limitation of the login is not unlimited. We place it in a limited format, either 2 times or 3 times. So once someone is trying to log into your system and it tries it twice, it will log the person out. So that is what we have put in place. And also have to put some code in the files to remove the editing part of the theme and the plugin. So we have placed a defense system, like we have Scurry security and word defense. Well, those are one of the best defense system that we have. So once you log into your administrative, you can just click on scan. So that scan, we scan the whole system, you know, to see if there is any activity. Start new scan. So once you start a new scan on the background, so you can see that it's scanning all the system to check if there is an unwanted activities that needed to be treated. So you wait for the scan to be complete. There is a need for you to monitor your system daily to check if there is any activities that is going on. All these hackers are always improvising. They are mobilizing themselves when they see that there are too many defense on a site. It's either they give up your site and to go to another site. But in every 5 minutes, there are almost 500 hackers, parading a site to see any vulnerability that we get them inside the system and make a threat. So to them, they are trying to make use of your own system to cause their havoc, not thinking of the cost it might be doing to the owner of the site. So, and that is what they do. So the measures we are taking is really important so that it will limit the hacking system, and also this tutorial will teach us on how to maintain the site. So the first thing, when you get all this, every day you log in to scan the system for any unwanted activities. So apart from what the defense system will be doing on its own, you need to check if there are any unwanted activities so that you can quickly block the IPs those activities are coming from. So if they are not, then your system, your site is safe. Move to the cPanel to also check if there is any malicious activities that is operating within the cPanel, because once an hacker go through your WordPress, definitely they will have access to your files, and once they have access to your files, they will lock you out from your own system, install new themes, and do whatever they want to do in few hours before you notice. So you can see that the scan is finished. It has been scanned, the whole system, the server state, the files changed, the malware scan, the content safety, and also the public file. So they are all scanned. So you can see scan completed. All these are the files. We have about 32 plugins, 5 themes, and we are going to be deleting unused themes on our system, so that we can be secure. So but here we are not having on the system. So as you can see the results, so they are all 0, 0, 0, 0. There's no issue at all. So now I need to go delete some themes that are not used, in case when there is an upgrade of an unused theme, it won't be a vulnerability for hackers to pass through. So I have to delete all these themes from the system. So I will leave themes, the default theme that comes with WordPress, and and the theme that I use for my design. So I'll use 2019 theme. I'll leave that and the theme I use for my design. I think that is all. I want to check the plugins to see if there are any updates. So you press the plugin and you click install all plugins. So we are at the stage where we can view all the softwares that we have installed. So apart from one that I have, that is not yet active, I can as well delete it, and anytime I need it, I will upload it. So in order not to cause any form of damage. So I think all softwares are really active. There is no one that is not active. So once it is active, ensure that here where they click software, you see the box, click it. It will mark all the plugins at once. Go to bulk action and look for enable auto update. So click on auto update and click apply. So what this means is that even though you are not around, the system will assist you to update your plugins whenever there is a need for a plugin update. So without you coming to login, so the system will update your plugin on its own. So once you come check all this place and you clean up the cache, you clean it up the cache, you clean it for the day. So every day you come and check the system and pass through all the prerequisites that I've listed and clean up the side of the system, both the post and all the plugins that you have. So once that is done, I think we are done with the system for that hour. We are done monitoring our WordPress admin. So you can as well do that twice a day by coming to the system and logging in to check what is happening. So after this, we are going to go to WordPress and put some code of which we disable the plugin editor that you have here. At the plugin, you have the plugin editor. Once you click this plugin editor, it will take you straight direct to the plugin files, in the deep part of your system, so which is dangerous. And at the appearance, you'll find theme editor. All this editorial aspect, takes you direct to the file manager, and of which things can be done there. And once they can penetrate to that, that's just the end. So I think we are done with this. So we now move to our cPanel to check. In order to get the appearance, in order to get the theme editor at your WordPress administrative, in order to get it disappeared, and also plug in the plugin editor in order to remove it from the administrative. This is the code that you will place. You can see the code on line 97. Disallowed file edit. So you define it to true. So once you place this code, this will successfully disable all editorial point within your WordPress administrative, and of which we keep the site safe. So let's move to plugin. The plugin editor has been disabled. You cannot find it here again. The code we inserted to the file has disabled the uh, the plugin editor. So as the same as the appearance too. When you check the appearance, you'll find out that the appearance to the theme editor, is no more showing. So everything is hidden. So all these steps need to be taken in place to ensure that your WordPress is safe. And once you are done with it, just come to where this cache is and ensure that you clear all and delete all cache. This is what you do daily, at least twice a day, to ensure that your site is 100% safe. So we are on cPanel now to check the activities, if there is any hacking activities on the cPanel. and so that we can know what to do on time to flush all those activity out. So the first place you go, because once a system is hacked, there are two places that those hacker, penetrate to. They lock you out from your system and they change the team. That is a general team. But the aspect that they target most is the email. They create an unwanted, unverified email. Once you check through all the emails. So once you find any funny email with some funny script name, just delete that kind of email. So, there are some email they will just combine the letters, and some email come with anonymous. You find it with anonymous and mix of letters and numbers. They use it to create the email. So, but once you get your email and you find some funny emails there that doesn't look normal, you didn't create them. So, as an IT guy or owner of a website, your duty is to just get the email deleted. You delete those email at once. So once you have done that, you go back to the main C panel. So once you are in the C panel, the next place you go to is the file manager. So you are going directly to the file manager, and these are what you'll be taking look at. You go straight to the public HTML. You go straight to the public HTML. So once you go straight to the public HTML, that is where all your WordPress files are in. So now those places that are visible, that are not normal, that of which WordPress needed to be hiding them, are places like WAP, that you can see WP config.php. This is the settings of your WordPress that is linking your WordPress to your database. And once that is, you can see the WP login and all the rest. So the first thing you do is you just go directly and edit the content. I talk about hiding the editor in the WordPress administrative, and under the plugin section hiding. So there's a code I'll put at the WP config PHP. So I will be placing that code down the video. So after the video, you can just scroll down the video and watch the code. Click edit, you place that code there, it will automatically hide those two aspects. So you go through your files to check if they are unwanted files there with funny names. These hackers, they don't use direct name, they mix it like a password. A password comes with different kind of formation of name. So you go through the whole system to check if there is any files that are not conjoined with the original files of WordPress. So once you go through the aspect, you go to WP admin. So you go through all the files there. So to check if there is any, you can see that those files are arranged accordingly. So those files are arranged accordingly. If you are checking the files and it looks funny, yeah, the first thing is you can either notify your developer to cross-check. To cross-check if what you want to delete is right. So, but those file names, they don't really seems like a file name. They seems like a zigzag, something that is not really direct. So they mix it like a password. So that's what happens when you find files like that. So you go through all the files like WAP content, you go through all the files to see if there are funny names there that they use in creating any folder. So once you didn't find anything, I think you are good to go. So for that moment, so that means you can also go to your log here. There's a place they call log. So when you go to your log, that is where most activities on your site, the information and the notification of your activities, that is where it appears. So you can just clean them up by selecting all and clicking delete. So once you click delete, they will all delete. So you find that aspect at the log file. So once you get to the log file, you click it. All the activities done on the file for the moment. So you'll find it there, and you can delete all to clean up the space to create more space. So once all this measure is taken, your site is safe. Putting a defense system on your site is the most advisable that you can do. Anyone who is using WordPress should consider a security, antivirus scan, defense system that can protect your system, third-party verification, and using it through Google authentication and other forms of code authentication. Limit your administrative login system to either 3 or 2, and switch off the editorial parts of your WordPress. So, and once all this is taken in place, and also you remove the direct link of the login, the admin login that is general to all. You hide it, you don't make it visible to anybody. So you change the link so that you can only have the access. So once all this is put in place, 99% you are safe from any hacking. They can only try, but when they are tired, they will have to give you the rest and leave you alone. But note that it is not only one hacker that is operating on your site. In every 5 minutes, we have over 700 hacking individuals that are trying their luck to make use and cause havoc from all websites. And this is where we cut it short. And watch out for my next video that I will be teaching you to install it, how to get the functionality of it, and